The latest movie from Marvel Studios to hit the big screen is Eternals. The movie turned out to be yet another very good movie from the MCU. And today, we are going to take a first look into things as we discuss Eternals 2, the potential sequel of the movie, and whether it is going to happen or not. We are here to tell you everything we know so far, and all you have to do is sit back and enjoy. Recap. Marvel's Eternals is big and ambitious from every aspect, and whether it will get a sequel remains to be seen, which is highly understandable knowing the movie just came out as the latest iteration of the MCU. Academy Award winner Chloe Zhao's film is both a vast historical, epic, and sweeping love story across millennia, with the movie setting a narrative, bringing something entirely new to the table, and the superhero genre as a whole. We can say with certainty that the movie was probably the riskiest venture so far, but also a long overdue step towards true inclusion and representation in the MCU in various ways. Thus, if Eternals 2 is to happen, it would be an interesting thing to see if Marvel Studios can be able to push the boundaries of the same formula again, even this time around. The title of the movie tells a story in on itself. The Eternals movie tells a story of the Eternals, an ancient race of aliens who were sent to Earth thousands of years ago by the celestial Arishem, who we saw on the big screen for the first time. The main purpose of the Eternals is to watch over and protect humanity, guarding against the threat of the Deviants, the mortal enemies of the Eternals. We came to learn that the Eternals were living on planet Earth for thousands of years, with them going their separate ways some 500 years ago. However, as the Deviants started emerging, they reunited against them to save the planet they love. It is still too early to tell how Marvel's venture will fare at the box office, because, as we said before, Eternals has the lowest Rotten Tomatoes critic score of any Marvel movie. Yet, the movie itself also has some of the best ticket pre-sales numbers of 2021, which is highly confusing. This whole situation leads to confusion, and wonder whether or not Marvel Studios will greenlight a sequel, allowing the Eternals to set up several stories and characters, but otherwise be a one-off movie. Thus, in regard to that sequel, next we are going to go into detail as to what might be in store for us. There will be spoilers up ahead, so don't go saying we didn't warn you. And with that out of the way, let's continue. Will Eternals 2 happen?
We're Eternals. We came here 7,000 years ago.
At the moment, we are all in the unknown on this topic, and a potential sequel is one big question mark. So far, aside from The Incredible Hulk, which was retroactively canonized in the MCU, every other movie from Marvel, whether it was about an individual superhero or a team, has gotten a sequel. Even Black Widow is still not ruled out of having a sequel. And judging by the looks of things, Eternals is probably the one movie that sets up a sequel in the best possible way, a foundation for something greater in the future. Longtime Marvel producer Nate Moore said that something like this is a must, talking about a sequel of the movie, adding that there are some ideas, but nothing is confirmed as of yet. Marvel knows to be a bit cagey with their responses to questions about the future, but it is clear that they are not in any rush to greenlight Eternals 2. Not yet, at least. Release date. Marvel has been known to take their time to develop a movie, especially a sequel. This has been shown by them pushing the entire Phase 4 slate because of the COVID-19 pandemic, with the studio being more content to slow down on sequels in the wake of the Infinity Saga being wrapped up. Even if Chloe Zhao has the script ready for Eternals 2, Marvel already has movies planned through at least the summer of 2023. After that, there are two untitled Marvel films with release dates of November 13th, 2023 and February 16th, 2024. There are also updated movies already in development that will likely take priority over an Eternal sequel, including Fantastic Four, Blade, Deadpool 3, Captain America 4, and reportedly Nova and Thunderbolts. Thus, with everything on their hands, and taking into consideration how much time Marvel needs for the production of these movies, Eternals 2 likely wouldn't see a theaters until 2025, if a sequel is confirmed in the first place. Cast. Assuming that the sequel will be set in the present day, then all the cast member characters who survived the end of the first movie could return, including Gemma Chan as Cersei, Lauren Ridloff as Makkari, Kumail Nanjiani as Kingo, Angelina Jolie as Thena, Barry Keoghan as Druig, as well as Lia McNew as Sprite, Brian Tyree Henry as Phastos, and Kit Harington's Dane Whitman. On the other hand, seeing how both Salma Hayek's Ajak and Don Lee's Gilgamesh were killed in the first movie, we should not expect them in the sequel, except some sort of flashback. The big question is whether Eternals leader Richard Madden's Ikaris will return. The last time he was seen, he was flying into the sun in an attempt to burn up and kill himself. But it is unclear if that is even possible for an Eternal, or if Arishem may resurrect him in some way. That is everything we have on the cast side of things, with new details possibly announced if the movie is confirmed sometime in the future. Plot. Despite Nate Moore's comments that a sequel is not necessary, the movie certainly leaves quite a few story doors open should a sequel be greenlit. For starters, there is the question of how Cersei was able to turn a deviant into a tree. The movie makes it clear that this is something she wasn't aware of being capable of doing before, with her powers suddenly increasing. A thread this sequel could explore, particularly if it is not just Cersei who has experienced an increase in her powers, but rather all the Eternals. There is also this space adventure story set up at the end of the very first movie, and the mid-credit scene, which was Thena, Makari, and Druig taking their spaceship called Domo and leaving Earth to search for other planets with Eternals across the galaxy. This sequel could explore their real mission and why they resisted Arishem, prompting him to capture them in the same style as he did Cersei. Or this could be something even greater unfolding. Nevertheless, Harry Styles' Star Fox certainly seems to know where the missing Eternals are and how to get them back. There are also the Earthbound stories of Sprite and Phastos, with Phastos' marriage and fatherhood bound to change now that his son knows he is an alien superhero. As for Sprite, she was granted her wish of becoming a human by Cersei. However, we are not so sure as to what that exactly entails. Even if she is able to keep her powers, one of the most challenging things for her would be her thousands of years old mind trapped in a child's body. Lastly, we have Dane Whitman, who is set to become MCU's Black Knight in the end credit scene of the first movie. According to his comic book counterpart, he is a character with the potential to have a huge impact on the MCU's Phase 4, including going up against Kang the Conqueror, or leading the next Avengers lineup. He may even get his own spin-off movie, but that is a topic to be discussed some other time. When everything is taken into consideration, it feels like a sequel is not a must, but rather a generous move from Marvel Studios, making a few things clear for us after seeing how the first movie ended. On a related note, tell us down in the comments below, what are your thoughts on the Eternals movie? And tell us your honest opinion despite the bad rating the critics gave for it. And also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon if you would like to see more videos like this in the future. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.